Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today we're going to be taking a special look, going to do a little review and comparison of the newly released production version of the CJRB Maileah, and we are going to compare that with the prototype version I've had for a while now. Posted a review on it, at least a couple months ago now, of my thoughts on the prototype, and it seemed to come off very well to people, and since this knife has been released, I've seen a lot of people that had the same thoughts on the production as I did on the prototype, and I had a few people message me and say, hey, you're going to do a comparison video. I originally, honestly, wasn't planning on doing it because I didn't think it would be very relevant because this was never possible to really, it was possible to get, but very limited run, and I just happened to be lucky and see it listed at the time, and I jumped on it, so I didn't think you guys wanted to see it so bad, but the viewers spoke, and the viewers get it, so here you go. I got this from CJRB a week or so ago. I'd really like to thank them for sending me this along to take a look at and keep around. And I gotta say, they did a very good job of not messing up a good thing, because it's too easy to do that nowadays, and they did not. In all honesty, when it comes to reviewing these guys and comparing them, I got a few things to point out, but I've got to say, this is a spitting image of the Proto for the most part. Before I get into comparing the two, let's go over some quick specs on the production version. We have a blade length of 2.39 inches, a blade thickness of 0.09 inches. We have a sand polish satin finish. I guess I would probably call it the poor man's hand satin. It has a bit of a softer look to the satin, so it definitely looks better than a machine satin, in my opinion. I really like this a lot. A flat grind with their new AR RPM 9 steel. Now, I am not the knife steel nerd, so I can't tell you guys everything in the world about it. But from what I've heard and what I've read, it's supposed to be a budget steel that is kind of a combination of trying to take the good qualities of D2 and giving it more of a stainless property to where it's not going to rust on you. The one review I've seen of it so far, and again, I don't know, the people that you get these reviews from, you don't know if they're metallurgists or anything special. Outside of the legit one and only knife steel nerd, I don't know, you can only put so much weight into people's research and what they found. But so far, so good, and I think only time's going to tell exactly how nice this steel is and how much people truly like it. But the only way to find that out is getting it out on their knives, and I commend CJRB for doing that, because I really, really like that aspect of this knife, is that they're making an attempt to bring a steel to the market that is more affordable, that has better edge retention, and good corrosion resistance. Those are the two biggest, most important things to me. So I really appreciate that they're doing that, and I hope everything continues to trend well for this steel. After the steel, we have a Wharncliffe style blade, which we can go with Wharncliffe, sheep's foot, Wharncliffe, one of the two, whatever. Either way, it's a pretty darn sexy blade. We have an overall length of 5.51 inches, a closed length of 3.14 inches, G10 handle material, ceramic ball bearings that are super, super smooth for such a small blade, and a weight of 2.29 ounces. If you're trying to get one of these off their website, off the CJRB Artisan Cutlery website, the price is going to run you $45.69, which is all day fine with me. I have no issues with that whatsoever. And before we get into these comparisons, let's do a quick size comparison. I've got a couple sitting around here. Nothing special, just the Civivi Elementum and the Ontario Rat. Don't even really like using the Rat in size comparisons anymore, because it's I think it's past its time, in my opinion. I'd take a Elementum over a Rat any day. But there you go. As you can see, you guys, I think pretty much everyone knows the size of at least one of these two knives. So there you go. We are definitely dealing with a small knife. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Now, let's go into these and talk about the differences that I see and point them all out. We'll start with the blade as always, and I gotta say, there's very, very, very minimal differences with the blade. Both look great. Both have great finish, nice sharp edges. The only real difference is up at the top here. So I'll take the prototype version here first. And as you can see, there's some chamfering and yeah, just some light chamfering up along the top of the spine here on the jimping, which is very nice jimping. That's really it. You go to the production and you're going to notice that that's not there. And I could care less about that. As far as looks, it doesn't really matter to me. I would also even make the argument that without the chamfering back here, it makes the jimping even a little more effective because those corners are going to bite into your thumb a little more, not too aggressively, but just give you that extra little bit of tackiness and grip when you go to push down on it. So no issue there, all good to go there. And when we get into the handle and ergonomics, ergonomics are the same. Let me restart there. Ergonomics are exactly the same. There are differences in the handle, obviously, you can see right here. The biggest difference being there is no contouring on these G10 scales as there is this one. Now, there's some pros and cons to that. Neither one make or break my decision on this knife. I like the appearance. I like this texture better on this G10, but again, that's from contouring. So, you're going to lose that. And on this production model here, you don't have the contouring, but again, I honestly kind of like that because it makes it just a little, and I mean very little easier to just hold in hand because it gives it that extra little bit of stout feel to it. I like a thinner knife, but when a knife is this small and this thin, I could still easily manage it. Like I said before, the ergos are still good. It's still easy to deploy, but if I had to pick one of the two, I think I would go with this. I really think I would, even though I really do like the way the grainy texture looks. For the feel when deploying, I think I would go with the regular production version. And again, it's so close. It really, in all honesty, if you were to let me pick either one of these knives, as horrible as I am with decisions, I probably wouldn't be able to pick one because they're literally pretty much the same. And there was a prime example too with the chamfering back there. I think I get a little more traction on this flipper tab, just a hair more. I mean, it's almost not even noticeable, but there you go. Kind of gives you a better idea when comparing the chamfering and the sides there. They're both fine. They're both fine, but I think I would go with this one. I'm a little surprised to say that, but I do like that. And now there is one thing I noticed on this production version that I'm not super hot on is the pocket clip. They recessed the screws, which was needed. They had to do that. I'm glad they did that. They didn't recess the pocket clip. And on the prototype, the pocket clip was recessed. So that's a little disappointing. But again, I'll be totally honest, there's plenty enough room on the production version. It's going to fit in your pockets just fine. I've got some black jeans on right now that I slipped this on and zero issue whatsoever. So it's kind of one of those, devil's in the detail type things. But this little devil's only $45.69. So for $45.69, I'm not going to pick it apart for not having a recessed clip. I sure wish it did. But again, that is literally the only, and I mean only, thing on this knife that I wish they wouldn't have changed. But it just is what it is, guys. Not the end of the world. They both go into your pocket just fine. And that's really kind of where the buck stops. Now, I did have another viewer ask about the liners, if there was any milling or skeletonization done to the inside of these liners. And no, the liners are literally exactly the same as my production version. As you can see there, there's no milling on the insides of either one. And for as small as this knife is and coming in at 2.29 ounces, I could care less if there was or wasn't. It doesn't need them, so there's no point. When something is this light, you just don't need it because that takes time and money and resources. And when you're making stuff at the volume that CJRB and Artisan is, it's not worth their time. And I don't blame them for that. So no real issue there, but to the viewer who requested that, there is no skeletonization, no milling in the liners. And the liners are inset. They were inset on the prototype and production. They're both inside the G10 handles, so that's very nice. The only part of the liner that comes up is for the liner lock, and it has to, so no issue there. But that's kind of where the buck stops in differences with these guys. Everything, I take it back. Nope, because you do have an option to switch the pocket clip. I just noticed that. I'm obviously never really looking for myself for left-handed carry, so there you go. This is left hand, right hand. So that's a huge improvement. Huge improvement. It will definitely help sell a little more of these. So there you go, guys. If you're wondering on the carry, it is left hand, right hand user, tip up carry. So that's a great thing. Now the action on these, the action are both just stupid good. Now this is the Proto, so this Proto is definitely a little smoother. I've opened it, cleaned it, broken it in. This is absolute butter for a small knife. Stupid smooth. But now I'm telling you, this one here, this one is new. This one is, I haven't even carried this one yet outside of putting it in my pocket to see if that clip would have made a difference. I haven't carried it outside of the house. And watch. Just like that. I mean, it needs a little breaking in, but that's it. This is still just impressive. Let me move this kind of under here. It's just impressive because this is such a small blade, and it is so, I don't want to say fall shutty, but shake shutty pretty easily, and just very, very impressive. Easily the smoothest small knife I've ever had in my hand. I'm sure there's something smoother out there, but if there is, I haven't experienced it. And I guarantee you it doesn't have this design, this look, this fidget factor. The thumb studs still work great on it. I'm just going to put that over there for a second. I'm having focusing issues. But no, gosh, you can do whatever you want to with this knife, and it flips out just fine. It's great. It's great. If there's anyone that was still on the fence about this knife, if you just hate small knives and you don't like small knives, then you're not going to like this knife. But if you're okay with small knives and you like to fidget with knives and you like front flippers, you have to get one of these. There's not many knives that I say you have to get one of, but for the price, for the design, yeah, you really should. You really, really should. I just freaking like it. I wish they would come out with a micarta option. That would be sweet. That would be super sweet, a micarta option. And I would still like to see a bigger version of this with I would say like a 3.25 inch blade. I think that would be sweet. I think that would be really sweet. 3.5, you're starting to get, I think, too big for the overall design of the knives, because if you're blowing it all up, it's going to cause probably some issues, and it's not going to feel nearly as good in the pocket. But I think a 3.25 inch blade on this, woo, that would be sweet with micarta. Oh, please make it happen, guys and gal, swags. That would be a good seller. But this as is going to be a good seller. I don't know for sure if this is going to hit major retailers. I would have to think it surely is. I think they're just putting it on their website first. And if it's $45.69 on their website, in all honesty, I don't even really want to, out of respect to CJRB, I don't want to guess at what their price is going to be. But I would think it would be a little lower on the major retailers. But again, for the small difference in price of waiting, do what you want, guys. It's up to you. I'm totally fine paying $45.69 for this. 100% fine. I think, as a matter of fact, I might have paid $45.69. I might have even paid $50. I can't remember what I paid for this now. It definitely wasn't over $50. I think it might have been $45.69, something right around there. But zero issue with that. Amazing, 100%. I did not pay for this one. It was from Artisan as kind of, thanks for doing the review, and, the comparison is always good. But, so yeah, I guess I have to expect this to be the best quality one. But I bought a proto form completely anonymously with not knowing who the hell I was before I think I was still under like 300, 400 followers at the time. So they didn't know who they were sending this to, and this thing came out flawless, and this one's flawless too. So zero issue or concern on anything quality related with this knife, you guys. If you like it, you gotta give it a shot. It's still Still easily one of my favorite small knives, if not my favorite small knife. Just absolutely fantastic. The only ones that are really giving this any type of run for its money is the Damn Designs Oni and a Protect Sprint. Other than that, I gotta say this is pretty much kind of in a level of its own. But it's sweet. It's sweet, and it's just as good as the prototype. My thoughts on it haven't changed one bit whatsoever. So that's that, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked this comparison. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and until the next one, I'm out.